Okay, we're back, tradeguild.blogspot.com, and we just got through looking at naps, so this is part 2 of our little video series for November 8th. And the next little stock I want to show you here is STEM, Stem Cells Inc. And probably, what's been going on with biotechs and, STEM particularly, I would think, is the specter of the Democrats taking over at least one house, or if not both houses of Congress. So, stem cell research would have a more favorable legislative opportunities under a Democratic House and Senate than it would, obviously with the Republicans in. So I think maybe some of these biotechs were rallying up with that, and probably that's a little bit what we saw in there today. So I posted a note on STEM on October 27th before the open, so I'm just going to pull back so we can see what we were looking at. We had a really nice breakout from this base in here, and good volume on that breakout, and we got a little congestion pattern. Actually, this is not what we would be seeing on the morning of the 27th. This is what we would be seeing. So we got a little bit of a pullback, a little congestion pattern in this area, and the volume was diminishing, which kind of confirms in my mind that this was a pullback or a consolidation. So that's what we were looking at, and of course we had a very favorable looking money stream up here and a very leading divergence. Same thing with TSV, leading divergence, and BOP was cooperating. So we had really a great move in STEM, and I know a lot of people are still in it. I was kind of curious today what was going to happen at the close, if there was going to be some severe profit taking in these issues, but apparently not. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more upside here on STEM, and we're going to move along. Here's Emmi, and this is another one. I'm not sure what the exact date it was on the blog, but it's been on the blog a couple times, I'd say, in the last week or two. So Emmi, I'm always a little bit skeptical of big rises like this. It's a lot of risk to take a position in that area, because your closest support is down here around $1.90, and if you're getting in at 250, that's a huge amount of risk, and it's very hard to justify the risk reward ratio with numbers like that. But the last couple days, it looks like Emmi has been consolidating and forming a new little area of support down here around 240. So it makes this position much more tolerable, and you have a nearby stop. So I like Emmi, and it looks like maybe these bios are going to run some more, so it might be an interesting position to nibble on there a little bit. CRIS is a stock that I've had in my portfolio for, I would say, the better part of a month. We had this little triangle going on here, and the last couple of days I said I'm expecting a breakout from this, and we got this little breakout. It's not really convincing. The volume isn't what I'd like to see. It didn't clear the whole consolidation pattern like I'd like to see. So I'm a little bit leery still of Curious Inc. But I'm going to hold on to it and let it run. Should it come back down into these levels here, into that consolidation area, I would be kind of I'd probably exit the position at that point. But as of now, it looks pretty interesting. And next up is LTRX, and LTRX is another one that has been on the blog quite a bit lately. I think originally KJ brought this one, and it's consolidating over in this area, and it's putting in a little area of support here after we had this pullback, a semi flag, I guess you could call that a flag. It bumped up again, and it's around $1.70 it's supporting. So that makes this position a little bit more tolerable with a closer stop, and that 22-day moving average is moving up, which also seems to be working as support. So all in all, I think LTRX is in a good position right now for a buy. There's a huge leading divergence here in money stream and a huge leading divergence in TSV. BOP is in gear. I really think LTRX looks good. So take a look at that if you want to diversify a little bit out of the biotechs, maybe into computer hardware. I think this is a good one to do that with. And next up is CVO, and this was brought to the blog today by Physio. So a nice looking short, and here's what we're looking at here. A big breakdown below that 50-day moving average. It's just really, it actually broke down way back here, and it's just struggled at that 50-day moving average, and it's just collapsed again on big volume. So it has rallied up a little bit. That 22-day moving average is coming down, and I think right now that's probably going to act as resistance, as it has acted as support in the past. So I think something came out tonight, earnings, and I think they weren't good. And it looks like, if I just zoom in here, it looks like we have a bid down here in the 1840 level and an ask up here. So maybe we're going to see some action tomorrow on CVO. I know a couple of you have opened a short position on that. And, you know, everything looks in gear. These indicators don't look good at all. And I think this is a profitable trade. And next up is MPET, which is Magellan Petroleum Corporation. And I've mentioned recently that energy looks like it's getting its legs under it again. My personal opinion is that it has something to do with the passing of the election. And I think energy is probably going to make another run, maybe at all-time highs. So MPET, I'll show you what we're looking at here. We had a really nice day as far as volume goes, and it's kind of pulled back. It's broken above that 50-day moving average, which is significant here, and it's pulled back a little bit to it. That 22 is getting ready to cross, and if we take a look at the 10, it's basically pulled back just about to that 10-day moving average. Here in red, I have a volume-weighted average price for a 10-day period, so that's telling us that the majority of our buyers in the last 10 days are in here at about $1.28. So that means they're a profitable position, and that's good. So we're getting that crossover here right now, and we're getting the crossover over here, and we're above that zero line on RSI. So I like MPET for a speculative energy play, and it is a speculative stock. So keep that in mind when you're assessing your risk on that trade. Maybe we have time for one more here before this video runs out. And we have NATI, which is National Instruments, and this is computer software and services. And it's pretty obvious, I guess, what we like about this chart. I just want to show you a little bit of a base that was going on over here, and then we're looking for that breakout above the base. It didn't come on exceptional volume, but we got that in this area, and then the exceptional volume came, and now we have a decline in volume on a pullback, and that 22-day moving average in red is moving up. So I like what I see here with NATI. As far as the accumulation distribution indicators, you can take a look. Money stream is in a huge leading divergence. TSV, it looks really good. Same with BOP. I like this position. If I was trailing a stop behind it right now, I would have my stop right there at $30. So there's not a whole lot of risk if you take a position at $30.47 and you have your stop at $30. I keep those on a closing basis. That's it for this video. I have one or two more.